How's it going, guys? It's Karth, and today I wanted to talk a little bit about my plans for my quest log in TBC pre-patch, i.e. my quest prep going into the Burning Crusade. And basically these are all the quests slash all the items that I'm going to have in my inventory as we move into TBC. This happened the first time around back in 2021. You know, a lot of people had quest logs filled up with different quests and a bunch of items in their inventory to pick up quests and instantly go and hand them in. And this is a part one of a two-part video. Part two will be released later on once the TBC beta comes back out and I can dive in and actually show you the route in person. But essentially, I just wanted to kind of put this video out there and show you that if you guys want, you can access this Google Doc at any point and you can go ahead and start prepping these quests. This isn't a fully 100% optimal every drop of XP guide. This is essentially just my plans going in and what I'm going to have done. So a couple things I want to mention about this is one, I want to mention like how you actually read this spreadsheet. It's pretty self-explanatory, but I'll go ahead and explain it. So the zone is essentially just which zone you'll turn the quest in. If you ever see SW or org, it is Storm or Orgrimmar. There are some variances in this. For example, the cloth turn-ins, you'll actually find them in every single major city, not just Stormwind or Org, but it's kind of the same idea. And I put on here that I highlighted mage ports because you're going to want a mage to kind of bop you around every city for these turn-ins. If you didn't have one, it would actually be probably a time lost for you to do this, but I intend to have at least one of my characters that can port us everywhere. Okay, a couple other notes is some of these quests are going to be quite difficult to actually get. For example, the first one is the Savior of Kalendor. This is the quest that you get from the Eye of Cthulhu turn-in. This item is particularly good for about every single person in the raid in AQ. It's the Cthulhu head turn-in. And then on that same note, I actually have the Neph head and Oni head in this Google Doc, as well as the head of Osirian from AQ20. You know, it's one of those things that, like, if you can get it, great. If not, it's really not that big of a deal, but it's kind of just what I'm hoping for. I don't intend to go exactly quest by quest on this. You know, you guys can Google any of these quests, and I put the quest ID in here just as well, just for like Wowhead's sake or Questie's sake, that you can actually see which one it is and make it easy. So, big thing about these quests is there's kind of a rhyme and a reason behind these particular quests, and that is just the fact that they provide a very easy route between these turn-ins, and it's pretty condensed that you can kind of bop between them. You don't have to like go all over the world turning in quests. So, as an example, this route, you would start in Silithus, in a little cave in the southeast. If you guys did the preload for the first Burning Crusade Classic, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You got the Hermit in there. And essentially you're going to turn in the Twilight Lexicon and 2 more quests, I believe. And then from there you're going to run over to the direct south and you're going to turn in a couple more quests. You're going to death skip to Cenarian Hold, turn in a bunch of quests in Cenarian Hold. And then you're going to either port if you're an engineer or fly to Gadgetzan. The port will save you like 3:37 or 4 minutes, something like that. It's between that. And then you're going to run from there to Anachronos near the Caverns of Time, and you're going to turn in the Brood of Naz Dormu rep. It's the ring turn-ins for classic WoW fans, but if you hold the turn-ins, then you will get yourself a whole bunch of XP. Plus, if you're holding the ring just for classic, if you're holding the ring for, you know, pre-launch gear, then you can go ahead and equip it because it's a pretty solid item for hunters in general. And then from Caverns in Time, you're going to Hearth to Light's Hope Chapel. From Light's Hope, you're going to run over to Darrowshire in EPL, and you're going to turn in a couple quests there, and then you're going to run across to Western Plaguelands, and you're going to turn in a couple quests in there, and then you're going to, on Horde side, you're going to run across from the bridge, and you're going to run down to Skolo, and you're going to turn in, I believe, 3 quests near Skolomance. And then you're going to actually run from Skolo the whole way to the Bulwark. I know that's a little bit of a trek, but it is well worth it. The Bulwark has a bunch of turn-ins, as you'll see in this Google Doc, if you decide to take a look. As well as from there, you are going to port to the major cities, and you're going to do a little major city loop. For your mages, you probably want to have the mage follow you, and then you'll port to Thunderbluff, then Undercity, and then Org. You should do Org last because Thunderbluff, Undercity, and Silverman. And you want to do Orgrimmar last because you're going to have several turn-ins in Org if you have the Oni head, the Neff head, stuff like that. And then from there, you want to have a summon to Stranglethorn. Now the Stranglethorn summon, this is, some people would say it's unnecessary, but it is like 40,000 XP. I would not consider that unnecessary. That is a lot of XP. And the Stranglethorn turn-ins is essentially just like 3 or 4 runs of ZG, and you can get everything you need here. One is just a Biju, one is the collection of heads, which is 1 run of ZG, and then these are the ZG tier pieces, and people don't really use those ever, so you can probably get your hands on those pretty easily if you get a little lucky. You can also get the ZG neck, very similar to the Caverns of Time Anachronos ring from AQ40. Same idea, rep based item, and it's very good. It's like I said, like 20k XP for the neck by itself, and then these quests are like 40k as well. It's really solid. Not too much else to be said on this particular video, but like I said, I am going to make a part 2 of this video showing you guys the full route once there is a version available that I can go through and turn them all in and show you the play-by-play, and I'll probably get together with my group and we'll do a full guide. Quick note about this: if you are getting summoned and you need like a bunch of clickers and stuff in the group and stuff like that, sometimes you might need to convert it to a raid. Do not turn in quests while you're in a raid. If you are getting summoned places, make sure that you either drop group or you kick the clickers and the summoners, and make sure you're in a party or by yourself when you're turning in these quests. You do not want to turn in these quests in the raid. They might not give you XP. Alright guys, like I said, it is going to be a quick video. I don't intend to go very quest by quest and show you every single quest and what is required for each of them. I am just going to leave this Google Doc in the link down below, and you guys can check them out for yourselves. One more thing I should mention, these little pre-patch notes is because that once we are in pre-patch, the quest limit from vanilla that is 20 will actually move to 25. So, you know, the ones that are marked in pre-patch are the ones that I'm going to do while the pre-patch is actually active. And, you know, I'll add those to the log. Any one of these that says inventory, are items that you keep in your inventory, and then when you go over and accept the quest, you can just instantly turn it back in. Any quests that are in chains, like quest chains, are labeled on here. Some of them are relatively short, some are a little bit longer. There's not super excruciatingly long chains in here from what I can tell. Some of them might take like an hour for the full chain, but nothing like, even though the Tyrion neck quest chain is probably one of the longest in Classic, I didn't want to put that in here. It's kind of out of the way to turn in a little bit, and even so, it's you can probably just hold on to the Tyrian neck, and it would actually be a better time save to have that extra DPS going in. Alright guys, that'll about wrap it up for this video. I wanted to make it quick and easy, and I've mentioned this several times throughout the video. Check out the Google Doc down in the description below, and I will post a follow-up for when I can show you guys this full route. Alright, catch you guys later. Peace out.